Well,
Yeah.
Siam, I have one last question for you today, and that is, you are one of the most active investors in Bittensor into subnets. What advice do you have for allocating TAL into subnets?
What, for detail investors or for subnet owners?
For detail investors, or unless you have advice for subnet owners as well, since
Oh,
you're subnet owner now.
yeah. Yeah. I still don't consider myself a subnet owner. I'm more of a steward of a subnet. Um, yeah, like the ironic thing is I've got no, like personally, I've got no owner key emissions of 127. Um, like, cause it's the PLC. Like, it's weird. I've spent like best part of 15 years going, I'm unemployable. I'd be rubbish in a job. But now all of a sudden, like, technically I'm a paid employee. Like the only upside I have is share options in the PLC. So there's no like personal upside, with 127, which I find that a weird misalignment of incentives. Because like being in BitTense, you're always thinking about incentives, aren't you? Anyway, so I guess quickly two things. So most subnet owners are amazing at what they do, but they're just shit at marketing and eyeballs and optics. Let's just say. Um, and there's so many basic things like even now, after 53 episodes of Revenue Search, we still have meetings with subnet owners, and we go, "Hey, so what do you do?" And then it's like a 20-minute waffle. I know I waffle a lot, but like you can't do a 20-minute waffling explanation of your subnet. That'll just lose people. So I've always said that, they need a 10-second explanation of their subnet, 30-second explanation of their subnet, and then like a 2-minute explanation of their subnet, all in basic mansplaining 5-year-old English, if that makes sense, and not using technical jargon and stuff like that. And so, like most don't have that. They don't have a website that easily explains what they do. I still look at websites and go, I've invested money in this. I don't understand the what. it's, it, yeah, it's weird. And just little things like being more active on, like, because subnets effectively are transparent companies. Really, it's like the evolution of a company because everything's out there in the open. So I think a subnet should at least tweet twice a week. They should do a weekly or a bi-weekly live AMA on Twitter. And we saw this with Shaq. Like Shaq was so busy heads down building the product that he went from doing a weekly AMA and lots of, keeping people up to date to like 2 or 3 weeks with nothing. And then, detail investors are very short term minded or whatnot. And so everyone started selling out. So yeah, I mean, there are some basic things that subnet owners can do there, and you have, maximum returns. And then for detail investors, I mean, it's hard. Net tau inflow has made, I think, investing in subnets more short-termism because they're like, in theory, you should be able to like pick some really good subnets, stay in them, and then yeah, over a 1 or 2 year period, you're going to make a shitload of money. But because of net tau inflow and all, and it's made people think, right, how's my bag going to do over the next week? Um, and so I think there's very few subnets now that have long-term bag holders, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes
It's
sense
hard.
to me.
I don't have much advice. Like, if you were to game theory at all, the GTO move now for a detail investor would be looking at the low liquidity, low priced subnets that have a good team and a good product, because then you're more likely to have multiples as an ROI multiples. So, if there's a really good subnet with a good product, good team, and it's got like 5,000 tau in its liquidity pool and its price is, I don't know, 0.005 tau, like the potential of you having a 3, 4, 5x in that is markedly higher than if you're getting into something which is, zero point zero 0.04 tau, and the pool is massive. Does that make sense? So
Yeah,
yeah, so
you're coming from a trader's perspective on
yeah,
this.
that is like if you're just pure trading and you're looking from a GTO move there, and you can look at Tau stats right now. You can just look at if you filter it by Tau liquidity, and then you scroll down, all of the deep filled liquidity ones, most of them, not all of them, most are like down only charts. And then when you get to near the bottom, all the charts are green because it takes only a little bit of net Tau inflow to boost those emissions, and you're seeing many of these low liquidity ones are getting chain buying because their emissions are higher than the price. And again, this is why I think D Tau and net Tau inflow is slightly misaligned with BitTensor's core objective here.